How are we doing, guys? Always to be Leeds versus Swansea. Quick match preview of the game. So a third of the season to go. It's starting to get tense. The pressure's getting increasing every single game. Each point's starting to matter. It's getting really tense now. And don't we just know it? Games start to come thick and fast. A couple of games getting moved, for the FA Cup, etc, etc. It's starting to. We know it's getting big now, and we've got to face that. It is getting massive now. We're taking on a team Swansea. I think, to be honest with you, I was looking through the squad, the players they've got available. I think they'll be a little bit disappointed with the season so far. I know it's been a season of turmoil for them, but they've got some talent in this team. Bertrand Salina, Leroy Fer, Ollie McBurney, Daniel James, of course, as we know, Conor Roberts. There's some real talent in this team, so they'll be disappointed with how the season's gone, I'd imagine. I think there's some real threat in this team. There's a bit of a rumour that Ollie McBurney might not be available for the game. I personally think if there's a chance of Ollie McBurney being available, he will play. I do think that. And I also think Dan James is probably going to start the game. I think they're going to really fancy starting Dan James in this game. Obviously with what happened, it's a big decision that for Swansea. But yeah, they're a team that likes to try and play football. It's not really happened for him this season. I've got to say, in the away game at Swansea, it's probably one of the most difficult away games I think we've had all season. I think for much of the game we were second best. I think Leroy Fer, Bertrand Salina very much ran the midfield that game. They caused Matthias Click. Calvin Phillips had to come off after 23 minutes. It caused us a lot of problems in that game. We came back into it later on, but they could have been quite clear ahead, quite far ahead really. As the game progressed. But I think we've improved since then. I think they've regressed a little bit since then. I think we've understood how to stay in games a little more since then as well. When things haven't gone so well. But yeah, it's going to be an absolutely massive game for me. But going on to ourselves, we're coming into this game off the back of a strong second half performance against Borough, a good comeback at Borough and a good point at the end of the day. And it's very debatable about what the team's going to be. I think Phil Hayes, very much of the impression it's going to be Adam Forshaw or Calvin Phillips. I think at the start of the season, Marcelo Bielsa was very much of the impression Adam Forshaw was more of a high eight and was going to play higher up the pitch and be more of a creative midfielder. That doesn't seem to be the case if it's a case between Calvin Phillips and Adam Forshaw, so that's going to be an interesting one as well. Obviously, Jack Clarke probably isn't going to be available. The main thing is Jack Clarke's okay at this stage, but he's probably not going to be available. There's a big debate at right back. Is it going to be Luke Ayling? Is it going to be James Shackleton? We'll have to wait and see about that one. But for ourselves, I think it's just got to be a case of going back to what made us great. This start, it may sound like don't want to sound like them, but going back to what made us good at the start of the season, what made us absolutely brilliant at the start of the season. The quick starts, playing the ball at the back, quick little one-touch, two-touch passing, ferocious pace, getting in behind, just making things happen. Scoring that early goal, getting the first goal. That's so important. I think it sounds like a basic thing, but we've scored the first goal once in our last 8 games. That's got to improve. We can't keep relying on coming back from behind. It's 21 points we've recovered now. We can't keep relying on that. We need to be a little bit more, willing to take risks, I think, from the first minute, like we were at the start of the season. I know it's got more and more difficult as the pressure increases, but I think we've just got to take those risks now. We need wins, not draws. We have to start winning these games. Swansea, Bolton, we need to win those games for me. Certainly with the games coming up after that as well. Some really tricky ones, a lot of promotion contenders we are taking on. But for me, the team I'd go with. So for me, I'm going to go with a 4-2-3-1 this game. It's very much up for debate what system we've been playing the last couple of weeks, but for me, it does look like a 4-2-3-1. Matthias Click especially, if you look at his heat map, his touches map, whatever you want to call it, he's playing a lot deeper. His touches are a lot deeper, and that's very interesting as well. But for me, starting 11, I go Kiko Casilla, right back Jamie Shackleton, centre backs Pontus Jansson, Liam Cooper, left back as Janowski, holding midfielder Calvin Phillips, Matthias Click playing box to box alongside him. Right mid, I'll go Pablo Hernandez. Through the middle in the 10 role, if you like, it's probably Kamal Roof. Left hand side, I'm going to have to go with Jack Harrison. There is a case for Izzy Brown. There is a case for, obviously, if Jack Clarke was available, Jack Clarke playing there. But for me, I'd give Jack Harrison a try here. We know Barry Douglas isn't available, so Janowski's going to have to play at left back. I felt Jack Harrison looks a little bit better when he plays on that left hand side. I think he has looked better when he has played on that left hand side. I think it suits him a little bit better. He has got that little bit of pace, that little bit of ability to get past his man. Can we see more of that from Jack Harrison? Can he really build his confidence there? Because I was looking a little bit around his time in New York and that lot. He operated mostly on that left hand side. When he's playing with the likes of Pirlo, Lampard, etc., etc. he was playing on the left-hand side with David Villa through the middle. You know, obviously it's different now, but I feel we will get more out of Jack Harrison on that position. You know, I don't think we can... I think to play Marcel Bielsa's style of football, I don't think you can play with inverted wingers. I think you need a left footer on that left-hand side. That's just my personal opinion, because you have Pablo Hernandez drifting from that right-hand channel into like sort of free spaces and that lot. You need that natural width out wide. So I'd go with Jack Harrison in this game. I don't think he's merited the start, but I want to give him one last chance. You know, rotate things a little bit. Give a couple of few more chances. James Shackleton at right back for me, and through the middle, I'd go Patrick Bamford. Yeah, I think Patrick Bamford, as much as I don't think it was his day against Borough, I think he still needs that start. You know, he's had a bit of a break since the Borough game. Obviously, it's Wednesday we're playing. I think he can start this game. Maybe we won't get a full 90 out of him, but if we can get 60, 70 minutes out of him and then bring Tyler Roberts on, I'd be happy with that. But that's the team I'd go with anyway. You know, we've got options on the bench now. We've got Izzy Brown on the bench. We've got Tyler Roberts on the bench. We've got potentially Jack Clark on the bench. We've got options on that bench now. You know, in the middle of the park. Adam Forshaw as well we can bring on. You know, Adam Forshaw's a great player to have to see out a game. You know, I've never given him a little bit of criticism, but he can see out a game. You know, it's something he can definitely do. But yeah, that's for me, it's a team I start with. And your predicted 11, well, there's 11 that you want to see. You know, I did a quick little Twitter poll. That was very much the same as what I was saying. Just a slight tweak in formation with Matthias Klick playing further up. But for me, that's the 11 I'd go with. I hope you enjoyed the video. I've been Oscar Marriott, and I'll see you later.